Hey, it's Sandra. Welcome to another episode of Asexualise, my asexual life. This is a place to be for education about asexuality, all things asexual, and I share my own asexual life journey in order to help you in yours. If you haven't already subscribed, please hit the great big subscribe button below right here, right now. Please hit that bell icon to get notified of every time I go live right now or post a new video. And don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you find the content useful, helpful, insightful in any way, shape, or form. Or you just want to give this channel some love. It's really, really, really appreciated. So tonight I have got a no sex movie review, or is it? So this is Street Dance 3D. It's a British film, this one. So if you don't want any spoilers on this movie, please don't watch this video because I am going to spoil the plot. So basically, Street Dance 3D is a movie that does actually have implied sex in it, but there isn't actually any sex that you see in it. And as an asexual person, someone who lacks sexual attraction and not interested in sex, I always look for movies that have got no sex in them and no nudity whatsoever. So that's why I do film reviews, especially for asexuals or anyone else that doesn't need sex in movies, basically, because it just gets so tiring, boring. It's like there's much better things to be doing. Right, so so I'm going to quickly go through this Street Dance 3D. Now, do not confuse this. Oh, hi, Oak Tree. Do not confuse this movie with Street Dancer 3D, which is the Indian versus Pakistani street dance movie. Now, this one is a British movie, and this is starring 3 acts that were in Britain's Got Talent. So George Sampson was in Britain's Got Talent. He's a solo street dancer. And then you've got Flawless and Diversity. So these 3 acts are all fabulous. If you've ever watched Britain's Got Talent and maybe you've caught up on YouTube with it, you will know that they were in it quite some time ago. This movie is quite a long time ago, so I think it's going back quite a few years. So, you know, it is one to watch, though. I really, really love this movie, right? So I'm going to tell you what happens in it. So, like I said, if you don't like spoilers, you know, then you're not going to like watching this and watch the movie first. So basically, this is really good. So Carly is the main character. And what I love about this is from the very, very beginning of the movie, you're really drawn into her story with Jay. And so this is Jay here. And basically, she's part of a group, which is Jay's group, called J2O, right? And she is in a group doing street dance with him. Now, there's this big competition on, and they're doing auditions. And Serge, who is Flawless, Flawless is the real name of the group, but in the actual film, they're called the Surge. They are meant to be basically the lead, you know, the best dancers, right? To be, right? And what's really, really bad is in the beginning, he, who's Carly's boyfriend, he leaves the whole J2O crew, street dance crew, right? But J2O is in his name because he's called Jay, right? He leads the group and he says it's all right, you can lead it. And he makes up some excuse about he's got loads of university work to do. He's really, really busy. He's got to focus on that, right? And he's like, oh, and then he wants to take a break though, not just from the street dance crew, but from her as well, from his girlfriend, right? And he's like, oh, it'll only be for a while, you won't know I'm gone, and all the rest of the rubbish that goes with that, right? So basically, he leaves Carly with the rest of the street dance crew. Some of the crew decide to leave because Carly takes over and she feels like she can't do it, right? It's very, very difficult. She's never run a group before. She doesn't know what she's doing and she's got nowhere to rehearse. They try rehearsing and basically there's a load of rain and everything. They can't find a suitable place. However, she has a day job, as it were, a normal day job, and that is making sandwiches and food in a cafe place. And she works with George Sampson, well, George's character called Eddie in the movie. And they work together in this place. And Eddie's late getting back for delivering food. And so she has to take the food to this ballet school. And when she takes her food to the ballet school, it's very, very interesting because the person who is bought the sandwiches from the company she works for, she, you know, she's a dance instructor, and she's got students that are doing ballet dancing, and she's really interested in the room for practicing the dance, like if they got a spare room. And so the teacher basically says that, oh, are you good? You know, why do you want it? And she's like, because of my street dance crew. She was explaining, got nowhere to rehearse. She's like, oh, you don't rent these rooms out for like £5, do you? And of course she doesn't. But basically, the teacher says, are you any good? She goes, well, yeah. And she goes, oh, basically the teacher wanted to come and see how good her crew was. So she said, oh, we're out tonight if you want to come and see us. They're in a shopping mall. The teacher's like, where do I find you? She's just follow the crowds. But unfortunately, because they were street dancing illegally, one of the mothers of one of the people who's in the street dance team realizes what she's been up to, and the police get involved and like, what are you doing? You shouldn't be busking for money and street dancing in the middle of a shopping precinct which you've got no basically license or permit for or anything. So she's really, really upset. People are leaving, and she's like, what do I do now? Because they got, like I said, they got nowhere to rehearse. So trying to raise money to basically find someone, pay for rehearsal space, basically. Hi, Liam. Hi, Sandy. Love seeing you live. Oh, thank you. Oh, it's beautiful to see you as well. Lots of love to you. What have I got up to? Oh, yeah. So the teacher, so like I said, she was in this shopping precinct, and she was busking with her street dance crew, but illegally. So one of the mothers of one of the street dance crew won't let her dance with Carly anymore. But the teacher did see Carly's dancing, right? And she's like given her a card and said, you know, she was impressed, a bit chaotic, but you know, when you get your dance crew back together, come and see me. So she said it'll be such and such a room. So she goes in this room. She goes where she's told to go by this teacher. And when she gets there, there's this group of ballet dancers in there. And she's like, oh, that's a bit weird. But anyway, she goes in there and she starts like talking to the ballet people, saying, oh, we've got basically your teachers told us to come here. And so then the ballet dancers and her smaller crew, because a lot of people have left, are in the same room together, and they're each trying to get along, and they're each kind of doing a bit of a battle, like you know, the ballet against the street dance, trying to prove who's better. And of course, they're both good in and of their own right. And as the film progresses, basically what happens is, the teacher says she's in the wrong room. They go into this other room. Right. And what happens is, when they go into this other room, when they're rehearsing, one of her street dance crew jumps and actually ends up going through a wall. And she's like, oh, and then she's like, oh, she's got a proposal saying that her ballet dancers go with her street dancers and form a whole dance team. And she's like, there's no way the ballet dancers can do the street dance, because it's just absurd, basically. And she's like, well, you've got the hole in the wall now. So if you don't take my ballet dancers on, because the ballet dancers are like quite lifeless, right? They haven't got much oomph. They're quite bored with their life, you know, the dancing. They've kind of like, this ballet school's really strict usually. So it's kind of like not the stuffing out of them. You know, they're not very excitable. Whereas she thinks that the teacher thinks the street dance crew added with the ballet crew will literally liven up the ballet team and help them with their final exam. And so, because the hole in the wall, the teacher's like, well, if you don't want to dance with my ballet dancers, because basically she proposes the ballet dancers are taught by her and her street crew, which the ballet dancers don't know how to do street dance. They say, basically, if you don't accept my ballet dancers with being your street group, then you need to pay for the hole in the wall. And so she's like, oh, she basically got no choice but to do it. So this is how the film goes, and then it ends up being battling, you know, the differences between the ballet dancing and the street dancing, and they kind of like don't really get on, and she's trying to make the ballet dancers like her street dance crew. But the dancing is really phenomenal in this film, right? And like I said, with flawless George Sampson and diversity in it as well, the dancing's just incredible. I absolutely love it. And you really do feel sorry for Carly, because her boyfriend's left her in the you know, left her basically in the shiter. Do you know what I mean? Excuse my language. And so, you know, you really feel for her because she starts crying. She's like, I really can't do this. I can't merge the two groups together. It's not going well. And then meanwhile, Jay, you know, doesn't get back in touch with her. She's really love sick and upset, but he's left and she's not heard from him. So she's phoning him up, getting upset, missing him. She's having to deal with the crew and everything. And she's like, oh, I can't do this. And then this is a lead ballet dancer, this guy here. And what happens is he really obviously starts growing affection for her, right? And when they're doing, like, they do other competitions, like battle dancers, before the actual main big competition, if you like. And when she does the big competition, she's been preparing for it with the ballet and street team, right? But before then, she has this guy, right? This guy obviously is not a good guy because, like I said, he's left. And she finds out when they're doing these battles, you know, before the actual main competition, she finds out that he has gone to the rival group, the Surge, which are the winners, like last year's winners. And it really upsets her and she starts crying. She runs out and she runs off when she sees him, nearly ends up in the middle of the road and he gets run over by a car and he saves her. And then, you know, and he's been caring about her all the time. But before he actually saw her that competition, he went round to her house again and pretended he cared about her. He was just getting information about what she's doing with her dance team and how good they are, because he's been for the Surge, but he slept with her. So it's you don't see any sex, you don't see them naked, you see her with a sheet around her with showing a lot of back and stuff like that, but you don't actually see any nakedness. And so he basically sleeps with her, then destroys her, you know, destroys her morale the next day by showing up at this other battle before the main competition, and he's gone over the other side to the Surge, so he's up against her and he doesn't really love her or care about her, but he really does, this new guy. But you know, he tried to basically get her back. Well, not get her back, tried to get information out of her, but pretend he wanted her back. So that was quite horrible. And just before he got her into bed, she'd been out to a ballet, actually to see a ballet before, because the teacher had said, you know, why are you trying to make the ballet dancers like your street dance crew? Why don't you use them basically as ballet dancers? And she's like, oh, it wouldn't work. And she said, how do you know it wouldn't work? And she's like, what, you fuse the two? And she's like, yeah, why don't you use us to the advantage? And then that's what he says as well. After she finds out that he has basically deceived her by being with the Surge and slept with her to get information about how good her group was. So he's basically trying to find out if there's any competition with her, or if the Surge have got it made, basically. Then when he saves her from the car that she nearly got run over by because she saw him with the competition, then basically those two get closer and end up kissing in the end. And he persuades her that they definitely can do the ballet and the street dance together and fuse the two, whilst the people are still doing, like, as a ballet team, do some street dancing because she trains them up, and they do some ballet dancing as well. And so it's really, really good. So basically the dancing is an infusion of the final dance competition is infusion with her regards to her crew of ballet dancing and street dancing, and it's just amazing. It's really beautiful what she does at the end, because it's really unexpected, right? And at the beginning everyone's kind of booing her because they're doing the ballet bit first, and yeah, it's just incredible when you see it. You know, the final dance she's got with both the street and the ballet is just absolutely sensational, but they nearly didn't make it. So there's a bit in the part in the film where the ballet competition is at the same time, same day and nearly same time as the street dance, and so they need the ballet team there. And George Sampson, who plays Eddie, absolutely saves the day by basically doing his own major dance routine to keep the audience happy, and like he's actually entered the competition as a late you know, newbie to the competition, so that the ballet dancers have a chance to get there. But it is an absolutely spectacular battle at the end. The street dancing is sensational. Can you see? You can see the flips even on the thing, and it's just incredible. If you look at the, you know, if you look at some of the, I don't know if you can see that because it's a bit difficult to see with my lighting in my room, but you can see it's just incredible. See some of the moves, absolutely beautiful. So I really like this because it does something different as a dance movie. It infuses street with ballet. And you know, it is a very different take on it, and I really thought they were all good acting, particularly Carly, the main female character. Now when you look at the bonus footage, she isn't even trained professionally in dance, how to do street dancing, so she had to learn it and go through rigorous training for it, you know. And you might be saying, why is it 3D? So there's a 3D version of it. You can get the 3D glasses, which look really kind of old now because obviously you can get 3D TVs, but you know, there is a 2D version of it, so it's a 2D and 3D version of it. So I just watched the 2D version of it. But yeah, I did try once to watch it with these glasses, but it's pretty naff, to be honest. You know, like I said, you can get 3D TVs now, which are different, but you know, this is really, really good. I really enjoyed it. I have got Street Dance 2, the sequel to this, so I will be doing a film review of the second one. So yeah, so look out for that soon. But yeah, so this is really, really good. If you like Britain's Got Talent, if you like George Sampson, Flawless or Diversity, if you know who I'm talking about, then please, you know, go and watch this film. If you like to see different types of dancing, go and watch it. It's really high octane energy, really good vibe in the end, and it's got a really good storyline to it. I really, really enjoyed the film. Like I said, there is implied sex in this one, so it's not completely no sex as in the sense of it's not implied, but it's no sex actually in the movie, no nudity, which is very refreshing considering I don't like that type of thing, as I'm asexual and lack sexual attraction. So yeah, it's definitely one to watch. I will put the link in the description if you want to go and get your own copy. I'll put it on, I got most of my stuff from Amazon, so I'll put the link down there. If you do click through the link, it is an affiliate link, so I do get a few pennies to help the channel continue to grow. So I just wanted to thank you very much for being here. Watch out, like I said, for Street Dance 2 movie review, and I'll be with you again soon. So yes, thank you so much, Liam, for being here in the stream. Thanks for everyone else that's in the chat. Thanks so much. I love you loads. If you haven't already subscribed, hit the great big subscribe button below right here, right now, and hit that bell icon for videos about asexuality, about relationships and dating, particularly geared towards asexuality, and also no sex movie and film reviews. Yes, there are actually quite a number of films and movies with no sex shown in them, believe it or not, and I managed to find a lot of them. So if you like that type of thing, I sometimes do some spiritual and personal development stuff on this channel as well, and also self-love as well. So yeah, if that sounds like something you'd like to watch, then do click the button below, and I try and stream every day if I can. I was a little bit late on today's stream because I do work quite a lot at the moment. So I'm gonna love you and leave you for now. Until next time, embrace your quirky and each other. Thank you so much. Lovely to see you. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you again soon. Take care. Bye. Bye. Lots of love. Oh, sounds like an interesting film. Yeah, it is, Liam. It's really, 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 before I go off, it's really, really interesting. I really, really like it. Yeah, I definitely go and get a copy. I will put the links in the description when it's processed. So yeah, if you want to get a copy. Lots of love to you. Take care. Bye.